Welcome to a Vanguard news video without the bullshit. Let's get started. People complain that the D-series keeps pushing nostalgia down their throats when Vanguard 0 is the epitome of this in spades. More obvious with Blaster Blade Exceed previously and now Dragonic Overlord. The Destiny will be the next rank promo card in early December 2022. But if you're the type that wants to try something new instead of all these rehashed decks in Vanguard 0, Youth Burke's Ride line is now obtainable in a tower event. For the ladies who are sick and tired of seeing waifu decks in standard, get ready for a not so stealthy Kabuki Warrior, Shoujo Doji from Dragon Empire in DBT08. The Grade 0 Shoujo Doji is your typical D-series starter that would immediately get censored if this was a Yu-Gi-Oh card, since they can't have the implication of drinking liquor in their Christian card game. Both the Grade 1 and 2 Shoujo Doji when placed on Vanguard makes you reveal up to 2 normal stealth units from the top 5 cards of your deck. Then you put one of them into your soul and bind the other for the Grade 1, while you call the other with the Grade 2. And while in the bind zone, you can pay 1 Soul Blast if you have a Grade 1 or higher Stealth Vanguard for the Grade 1, while Grade 2 or higher Stealth Vanguard for the Grade 2, to call themselves to rear guard. Basing these cards alone, it seems like Shoujo Doji will be playing like V-Series Prisms. I'm already internally screaming. The Grade 3 Shoujo Doji once per turn while on Vanguard lets you bind 2 stealth cards from your soul to bind 2 of your opponent's rear guards, but they are put back to their owner's hand at the end of the turn. And while on Vanguard, you can pay 1 counter blast and putting 2 of your rear guards into your soul when he attacks a Vanguard to call 1 stealth card from your bind zone, and it gets 10k power if your opponent's Vanguard is Grade 3 or higher. Let me get this straight, you're losing 2 cards in your soul to temporarily bind 2 of your opponent's rear guards, then you're paying 2 rear guards and a counter blast to call one of them back with just a 10k buff? Don't even think this is a hard counter for overall will dress, you're just letting them reuse their cards on a later turn. The best matchup this has going for is against Eva's Boy Toy and any random token decks. Stealth Fiend Kamarorn when placed on rear guard from hand lets you pay 1 counter blast to return a card in your opponent's bind zone to the bottom of their deck. Otherwise call up to 1 stealth card from your bind zone with a grade equal or lower to your Vanguard if you did not return your opponent's card. While this actually does something to your opponent's bound cards, this still feels like you're playing OG Nuba Tamaron game journalist mode. Stealth Dragon Jakumetsu Ox when placed on rear guard from the bind zone gets 5k power. And while on rear guard, you can pay 1 Soul Blast when it attacks to return a card in your opponent's bind zone to the bottom of their deck. If this card was available in V Premium, every Dragon Empire deck would use this to counter Steam Maidens. Stealth Dragon Unpreceden when placed on rear guard by a card's ability lets you pay 1 Soul Blast if you have a Tamura or Shoujo Doji Vanguard to draw a card. And while on rear guard, it gets 10k power if 2 or more of your cards were put into your soul from rear guard this turn. Back in DBT05, Tamura was the only one who got what seemed to be a mixed deck support in the form of Stealth Fiend Forktail, since stealth was very niche back then. And now it's hinted that Craycross epic decks seem to allow sub-type supports as previously shown by Archite. Makes you wonder if the other Craycross epic decks would also do something similar in the future. Finally, get those nostalgia glasses out as DSS-04's Messiah Ride line artworks have been shown off. Seeing as these are basically Messiah's evolutionary forms, it would be really weird to see that alter ego Messiah to still have the same ability as its G-series counterpart. There is hope that it will be different as they've kept it hidden even to this week. But would Link Joker still work without the lock mechanic, or could this be a new form of lock? Guess we'll find out on the coming weeks. And that concludes this Vanguard news video. Be sure to subscribe and let me know in the comments if you've mispronounced Shoujo Doji as Shoujo Danji.